Greetings, everybody. I'm Virginia Palmer, Dr. V, Lemurian dreamer, evolutionary astrologer, transformer, environmentalist, and so on we go. So, we're going to talk about this delicious new moon that's coming up on June 6th at 7:39 Central Daylight Time. And this is going to be preparing, clearing the way, evolving you to for the summer solstice, which is going to be in a couple weeks, and that's when we have a full moon. So I'm going to take this opportunity for a little segue in relationship to the summer solstice and primarily to the Lemurian dreamers, which obviously I have spoken about, but not in depth. Starting next week, I will be speaking and telling you about Lemuria and the Lemurian dreamers. And at the same time, starting on this new moon, I'm going to have offer 2 dream shops. And I'll have that on my website, virginiapalmer.com. And I'm going to do a evolutionary version of the dream shops. In other words, they used to be 2 hours each, and then we take a week, then come back and practice, having practiced the rituals and the processes to program yourself to get the dream that you want while you sleep. And then there's a whole interpretation. There is a lot to it. So I'm going to do it in like this mini version and probably an hour each, hour to hour and a half. And again, the information will be released on this new moon. And so look for that. It's going to be so exciting. I will be talking about the dreamers for 2 weeks so that you'll get a lot of it, just not just, but from this YouTube channel. All right. So Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. I think that's where we left off. 5 planets in Gemini for this new moon. And as I also have been saying, Venus led the way. First of all, conjuncting about a month ago with Jupiter, and then she flits into Gemini. So it's going to be Sun, Moon in Gemini at 16 degrees, Venus conjunct the Sun and Moon at 16 degrees. And then, of course, we have Jupiter, first time in 12 years in Gemini. And now Mercury has just slipped in. And Mercury rules Gemini, wings on Mercury's feet. So before we get too excited of like, oh my gosh, it's going to be overwhelmed with information and talking and on, the gatekeeper to all this Gemini energy, Gemini is an air sign, Pluto. Pluto's sitting right there in Aquarius, retrograde right now and at 1 degree. So they all go through Pluto, forming a wonderful trine with Pluto. Guess what? Pluto in Aquarius is saying death of the old paradigm, death, rebirth, transformation, and transcendence, the eagle that's above, that's still in, but not, not in the lower part, shall we say. So starting with Venus, of course, going through the Pluto and the Aquarian energy of the new paradigm, beginning with personal power, the valued self, self-love. From that, all else springs. So new dimensions, ongoing, evolving, never-ending expansion of self-love, because from that platform of power is where you can love others and everything, and a new level of pure joy that comes from that foundation within, joy and gratitude and beauty. And so she led the way to this party, and conjuncting the sun and moon in balance and harmony of the masculine and feminine energies. I mean, it really does go beyond words. It really does. And then Jupiter in the mix to expand it. And then Mercury to, tell about it verbally, writing, but in all these other creative ways that maybe you haven't even thought about. The level of creativity that will be flowing through will be quite astounding, and you know, obviously outside the box of anything we've known in the past, because you got your foundation of self-love. Now, also in this mix is Saturn forming a square to the sun, moon, and Venus. But remember, Saturn is not the old paradigm of the knocking everything down, because Saturn is about structure and longevity. But that's the old paradigm. The new evolutionary energy of Saturn that we're going to reach for always is a new platform of power for the next 30 years, because that is a 30-year cycle, 28, 29, 30 degrees. So, all right. So here's Saturn. Yay, because Saturn's going to give structure to this whole new way in this of self-love and loving others and humanity and the planet and the cosmos. Going to give structure to this new paradigm, this new Aquarian age. So also, let's not forget Mars. Mars has been almost relentless in Aries for a long time, getting ready to move to Taurus, but he's been conjunct with Chiron, the wounded healer. Again, old paradigm of astrology, wounded healer couldn't heal self, but yes, he can. Yes, he has. Chiron becomes the magician, the alchemist, and with Mars, who is the fierce, compassionate one, no more war, Lord, etc., etc. Fierce compassion has been healing, especially in your dreams, That can be a very unconscious activity, unconscious to you. But with that fierce compassion and that healing the original wounds, this lifetime, childhood wounds, we've all got them, or we wouldn't be here. But done with compassion. You don't have to do all that work that a lot of us have been doing all our lives. You know, the trailblazers, that pathway has been made so we can do it more quickly. Like I'm going to be doing these dream shops more quickly. So just know that's been going on. Yes, your conscious mind is aware of things. The subconscious that is in activation a lot of times, certainly when you're in meditation or just again in beauty and so forth. But the unconscious, that's the deepest, and it is unconscious. It's the biggest, as my dear friend, guide, and teacher Lazarus has said. Conscious mind is the smallest we're conscious of. Us. Next is the subconscious. We can get there. There's a lot of different techniques and meditations and processes and accessing that computer-like subconscious mind to change beliefs, change patterns, break contracts of shame, etc., etc. But the unconscious is the biggest. this lifetime, all lifetimes, all of humanity. But guess what? The only mind that has choice on this physical realm is the conscious mind. So we bring it all up. That's part of the alchemy. Bring it all up. Okay, wow. I'm going to make a new choice here. I'm going to create a new dream. I'm going to affirm that what I thought was not possible, what I thought about myself, what I thought about others, that was a lie. Maybe not intentional, but still. Remember white lies? Anyway, so this is exciting. This new moon, the healing leading up to the summer solstice, big time of change, of more love, and walking down that pathway to meet the Lemurian dreamers, to meet your Lemurian dreamers, to learn the high rituals and other techniques and processes to program your dreams, to live your dreams for self, for others, and for humanity. All right. And in another day or two, I will have a new moon dream journey for you. All right. Thank you so much. And see you in our dreams. Ah, there it is. See ya. Sweet dreams.